How's it going, y'all? Um, so, one of the things that's been really important to me while working on this project, and something that I just kind of believe in general, I guess, is being transparent, being honest about things. I want to be very upfront about, like, where the project is, like, where we're at with things, because people paid us money to make the documentary, and so I feel a lot of pressure to be forthcoming and be really honest about everything. And so I'm gonna talk about Big Al a little bit. Al was a very close friend of mine and Adrian's as well. I met him at Paragon 2015, where I TO'd his pool, and he was kind of became like the guy for Smash and fighting games and like PM, especially in Central California. And he used to always come out to SoCal events. He would drive down the Central California players. He was super dedicated to getting the CenCal players onto the SoCal PR, because he really wanted, he was like a dad to all of them, and he really wanted them to do well. And when we first started doing the fundraiser for the documentary, we knew that we needed to buy flights like immediately, because we needed to get all of these events, to get all of these interviews done. And we wanted to buy the flights before we even did the fundraiser, because we were worried about the prices going up. And so the night before we launched the GoFundMe, Adrian and I called Al and just kind of told him about the project and told him what we were planning to do, and sort of asked him if he'd be willing to put a down payment on the project, you know, to help us out. And he dropped $1,000 on flights for us that night. He just believed in the project so much, and throughout the project, anytime we needed something, at Evo, when we needed a floor to sleep on between 12 to 15 hour days shooting, or when we needed to go try to find Magus, the real Magus, in New Jersey, he bought flights for us out to Pennsylvania for We Tech Those, so we could drive out to New Jersey to find Magus and Ryoko, which we did, by the way. I don't know if I've ever said this on this YouTube channel. I feel like I talked about it on Twitter. We met the real Magus, for the record. I asked him to do an interview and he fucking said no. So I did my best. Sweet guy, really. He's a nice dude, but just doesn't like cameras. I'm rambling because I'm gonna get to the hard part. In March, I found out that Al died. The last update that I posted was back in January, I think. So it's been a long time. It's been like 6 months since the last time I posted anything on here. And you know, I kind of made a video about how, like, hey, you know, I'm working on this rough cut, and you know, it's gonna take a long time, but you know, as hard as it is for me to like get myself to work, you know, I was really back on track. I think people who have been following this project closely, and know me personally, know that you know, I struggle with a lot of mental health stuff, and that can make it difficult to get work done, but I'm always trying to push myself. And before January, before I put that video up, I was having a lot of trouble working on the project. The pressure was getting to me a lot, and it was really hard to just sit down and work on it. And in January, I was really in this mode of like, I gotta get it together, you know, I gotta start making this. God, I was gonna make this like a 1 or 2 minute video. It's like already 4.5 minutes. I really felt like I was really back on it. January, February, March, I was working multiple times a week. I was knocking through a lot of stuff on the documentary. And then I found out about Al, and I haven't worked on it since then. I haven't worked on the documentary at all in about 3 months. because so much of what this project is, so much of what it became and what we were able to do is so tied into him and who he was as a person. And, you know, his interviews in the documentary, you know, I have like an hour-long interview with him. You know, there's clips of it on this channel. And I still have to be able to look at those. And that's been really difficult. And I was also moving across the country. I'm out here in Denver now on the roof of the Smash GG office building where I now work. I work a full-time job at GG. And you know, once I got out here, it was like, okay, like I'm gonna take some time to sort of reorient myself, figure out what I'm doing. I've been here for like 3 weeks or so, and then I need to get back to it. And so this week was kind of like, okay, I really need to take a day to reorient myself with the project, figure out what I'm doing, figure out how I'm gonna move forward. And so today is that day, and I'm gonna finish recording this video, and I'm gonna start working again. You know, I have a lot of fear and anxiety around people thinking that I like took the money and ran. You know, people thinking that like this is never gonna. You know, I saw someone tweeting yesterday about some shit like, oh, remember the PM documentary? Me neither. Like, and that shit really hurts me, because I really have like pushed myself to like the physical and mental limit in a lot of ways for this project. This thing has really just torn me up inside in a lot of ways. I've really put a lot of myself into it. And I know that it's not done yet, and I know that it's going to take a long time, and I know that, you know, people want to see it. And I just want to be really clear about, like, I don't know when it's going to be done. Expect several years is what I'm going to say, because, you know I said fucking 2018, but I was an idiot when I said that. And I also didn't expect one of my friends to turn out to be an imposter, who was pretending to be Magus, and I also didn't expect our executive producer to commit suicide. So, I'm doing my best. I'm gonna get back to work today. I really do appreciate all of the support that people have given this project. I really appreciate all of the fucking trust that you guys have. I mean, y'all put a lot of money into this and just assumed that I could do it, and it scares the shit out of me, honestly. But I'm gonna do everything I can, and it will come out. I want one more thing I want to be really fucking clear about. Unless you hear that I died, the documentary is still coming out. Okay, like like if you don't hear from me for 3 months and you're like, oh, I guess no, because my anxiety will not allow me to fucking die until it is finished. It cannot happen. That will not fucking happen. It will come out. I fucking promise you that. And if it doesn't, it's because I fell off a cliff. Okay? It'll happen. Because you people paid too much fucking money, and I can't allow it. I cannot allow it to not happen. It just might take a while. Alright. That's it. Thank you. I love all y'all. You're great.